Hello everyone. I forgot to add the capture gear in the review, so I'm just going to make a quick segment showing. It doesn't stay on super good, but I'll just show you. It goes around the head and on like this, and then you can use the feature right here to knock it off. Or you could even use the other feature and then make them mix together so you can do the action feature. So start with this, it turns its head and then goes. As you guys can see, thank you for watching. Go watch the rest of the video. See ya there. This is JTR, back for another video. Today we have the new Mattel Dino Escape Pintoceratops. This is the Mega Destroyers line. And it looks pretty nice overall. I'm very impressed with it. But we're going to be reviewing it, and we're going to start with some views. So, it's very massive. View 1. View 2. View 3. View 4. Try to ignore my chair, it's making a weird sound. Here we go. And yeah, I'm very impressed with it. 1 through 10, I'd probably give it a solid 7. It could be worse, but it could be much better. The nails could be painted, and it would be nice if they would have continued these stripes down the tail. I just feel like it's kind of bland. I do like how they did dry brush slightly the underbelly. It actually picks up on camera better than it actually looks in real life. The whole entire head of it is completely like a rubber. I'm talking soft rubber. It literally feels like softer than Kenner even. It's just really bendable, and I can see why, because if kids are playing with this, they could get stabbed extremely easy. But I'm talking, this is the whole head, not just the horns. It's just rubber. It's really weird. Overall, it looks really nice, and I've heard that rubber ages better, so the detail pops more as it gets old. So that's very nice. If you look closely in the face, that's some decent detail, that's for sure right there. Looks amazing. The eye painted well. I do like how Mattel always goes towards painting the face more than the rest of the figure, so at least the main thing that you're looking at when you're looking at the figure pops. And now I'm going to give you guys the code so you can scan it in the Mattel Dino Facts app. There you guys go. Hopefully you guys can scan that. Okay. Here we go. And now, I'd like to do a super small size comparison, and then I have a few more things I'd like to tell you guys about. So, I'm going to show you compared to some other ceratopsians. This is Pintoceratops. And this is the first time we've gotten it in the Mega Destroyers or Massive Biter. That's one of the ways that they change the name all the time. But this is the biggest we've gotten out of the ceratopsians. I'll show you, here's our pre-biggest one, second biggest now, is the Sinoceratops. Then we got Triceratops. I don't have none of the Pseudoceratops, unfortunately. I will at some point. And here's a Styracosaurus, so you can get a rough size comparison. That's the Sino, just so you guys know that doesn't make any noise. Yep. And you can see it really kind of skyrockets size-wise compared to the other ceratopsians from Mattel. And just in case you guys don't own any of these are some of the rarer ceratopsians in these colors. So I'll just show you compared to Mattel's interpretation of a buck Tyrannosaurus. It's literally almost as big. They definitely used a similar amount of plastic when they were making it. So let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's massive. It's very, very, very impressed with it. And the features. I gotta move on to the features and show you guys those. And just for the feature, I'll give you guys another code. Here you go. There you go. And if you're wondering why my camera changes a little bit when I give you guys the codes, it's switching to macro mode, kind of like a microscope, so you guys can see it better. And the first action feature, which one is that? So right here is where it turns its body slightly, Looks very cool. You really couldn't use it much, but and its second feature, as it goes up, all of my stores, they said out of stock, and I went anyway because you'd think that they come in the same shipment because they're in the same assortment. You'd think like they'd be next to each other in the box, and I was right. They had one of these and free of the Carcharodontosaurus in the new blue variant. Yeah, and that was very nice. I want to move on to some fine detail for you guys. Let me show you. I will have to change modes. It might not look as good, but I can still show you. Let's get some light in here. It is very detailed, and I think the most detailed part of the entire figure is in its face or like the top of its head. I don't know what this is called exactly, but I'll have to figure that out for my next Ceratopsian review. There isn't much detail in the legs or body, even the torso. It's not that much detail, and it looks like it's been reused, the print, because as I said before, every time one of these is printed, some of the detail kind of washes away. And it doesn't look super detailed. Like, this Styracosaurus has been printed countless times, at least 3 or 4 times, and you can still see it has some nice detail on it. But I'm just surprised. It's weird because the head of the figure looks like a model, yet the legs, it's just weird. Now, guys, I'd like to move on to the nails. They're not painted as usual with Mattel, and we just can't get around that at this point. I am happy that they painted every single one of these horns, because on the Sinoceratops, for some reason, Mattel left out this particular horn, and nobody knows why. I mean, it's actually one of the bigger horns, so it would take more paint, but still, it looks weird, just every horn being painted but that one. I probably will paint that in the future, but I'll leave it on my other one for future reference. And now I just want to move on to showing you just detail everywhere, just so you can get a good overall feel of the figure. The buttons look kind of abrupt, even when it's like standing, because if it's, say you click it, keep it up, it's just stuck. It doesn't really stick. And that's one thing about Mattel's Ceratopsians. They did good on the Styracosaurus and the Sinoceratops, but just like the Triceratops, this one's even worse. They just leave it, the head down, and you really can't bend it up. And it just looks a little bit weird. Like, I know it's eating grass or something, but it doesn't mean it doesn't look, you know. Let's see. Oh yeah, and also articulation-wise, we have a joint in the tail so we can turn it. And you can even do it like this, if that's nice. But yeah, all the legs have articulation. Just gonna show you guys. That's very nice. And as I said before, the dry brushing on the underbelly, it doesn't pick up as good in real life as on the camera, but it's still better than nothing. It would have looked really, really bland if they wouldn't have done that. And now, if you guys have made it this far into the review, you guys are definitely good collectors, and you know what you want to look at. So, and I wanted to show you guys something for like the future Camp Cretaceous seasons. Season 4 just launched recently. And this goes for every single Mattel box. If you want to know if it's going to be in the season, there's free ways of checking. So if you look at both of these boxes, let's see if my camera will pick it up. If you look at both of these boxes, they're extremely similar, but there is a few differences. If you look at this one, you can get more. These came out in the same assortment at the same time. There's, on the Camp Cretaceous one, there's like a bluish sunset going on with green mountains. And on the Tanistestros, there's like more of a sunset, but it's the same picture, just edited to look different. It's like more of a desert-y, but still a forest. But the main thing I wanted to point out to you guys, I'm not sure if you guys have already noticed this, but it was very interesting for me. Any figure that's going to be in Camp Cretaceous, it'll say Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Not necessarily the Netflix, but it'll say Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous right here. And it will have Toro. And like there'll be like a green line on the box. But if it's not going to be on the film, it's just a Jurassic World dinosaur, it'll say Jurassic World, like the new Metrocanthosaurus, it shows that, and it will have blue. Say everything else will be the same besides background, but this will be orange. So the best real way to look is just look Jurassic World or Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, but there's multiple ways of telling, and I thought that would be interesting to you guys. And otherwise, though, I mean, if you look at the boxes, they're going to be the exact same, and these are the same assortment, so you can see that they came out the same. But I guess there is a slight difference. We get to see Jurassic World versus Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. We did see the Monolophosaurus in Season 2, so that's nice to know. And as I said before, I'd give this figure a solid 7. It could be better, but at the same time, it's every time Mattel releases a Ceratopsian, it's very nice because most companies, they just do Triceratops, we're done. And it's just amazing that Mattel, we can have this good of figures. Other companies, I mean, remember Hasbro? It was not this good. We just get so much from Mattel. Some things aren't perfect, but just think of what we had in the past. Thank you all so much for watching. If you watched this whole video, you guys are true legends. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a nice day. See you later.